Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of This Weekend. It's a brand new show. Every week we talk about your favorite sports, and today we're talking about college football. All right, as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified every single time I post a new video. And with that out of the way, let's talk about the Amazon gift card giveaway. Don't forget to look on my Instagram at WhiteLightning YouTube for more information about entering the giveaway. All you have to do is subscribe and follow me on that Instagram. And if you want an extra entry, you have to tag 3 friends on the post about the giveaway. With the promotional stuff done, let's talk about my predictions. I have called over 170 games. I think, if I can do the math right, I'm pretty sure I'm right, 170 games. I'm 127-46. My percentage, whenever I started looking at it, actually was 64%. Now it's up to 73, so doing very well. I went 19-2 last week, but Producer Pat is not here, so I will have to think of a different way to give myself a punishment. So I will think about that as the show goes along. Okay, last week's insane moment was UNC's 21-point second-half comeback. UNC was down 21 points with 7 minutes left in the third quarter, and then they just rallied and scored 35 unanswered points to beat Wake Forest and save my percentage. Thank you, Mac Brown and Sam Howell. Wake Forest did score a touchdown, though, in the last minute of the game, but it was not enough. Wake Forest loses. Thank you so much, Demon Deacons. You saved my percentage. Okay, let's talk about this week's headlines. Number 1 on this week's headlines is Quinteresting. Quinn Ewers commits to Ohio State University. The top-ranked player in the 2022 class, he is the number 1 quarterback in that class. He committed to Texas, but then decommitted back in October. Very interesting. He said that it was his life's dream to play for the Longhorns, but obviously that dream changed when Ohio State came a-calling. Next headline, the Pac-12 changes their mind again. Pac-12, they announced that they would allow teams that missed a game to have one non-conference game on their schedule. So that's a great way for their conference to get in the amount of games that the college football playoff would like to see, like teams like Oregon, to help them get into the college football playoff. Maybe the SEC can learn from this and implement that same rule into their schedule. Maybe that allows teams like South Carolina to play Clemson to keep the streak of longest rivalry alive. Probably going to cut all that out. Next headline, COVID problems again. As of right now, 17 games have been canceled or postponed due to COVID-19. Among those games, there are games that involve ranked teams such as Georgia Tech and Miami, and Ole Miss and Texas A&M. Both of those have been postponed. All right, with the headlines done, let's jump into the games. Starting off strong, we have Ohio State taking on Indiana. A top 10 matchup. Never thought that I would ever say that about Indiana and Ohio State. Indiana coming in at number 9 and Ohio State at 3. Ohio State, they are by far more talented. But Indiana is the Cinderella story of the Big Ten this season. They're playing with a lot of heart. This game will show if Indiana's legit. And I want to pick Indiana because that would be a great story. So I'm picking Indiana. Give me the Hoosiers. They're going to upset Ohio State. I'm calling it right here. Let's go Indiana. Let's go Hoosiers. Next game we have Florida State taking on the Clemson Tigers. Now this game, Trevor Lawrence is back. That's the storyline here. He's missed 2 games. Obviously Clemson coming off that loss to Notre Dame 2 weeks ago, coming off that bye. Florida State should be scared. They should be prepared and ready to get Clemson's best punch. Give me the Tigers. Next game, we have the Florida Gators taking on Vanderbilt. What do I always say? It's Vanderbilt. Florida, they're too good on offense. It's Vanderbilt. Give me the Gators. Next game, we have LSU taking on Arkansas. Arkansas, one of the biggest surprises out of the SEC. They may be the biggest if it weren't for LSU being the biggest surprise for being so horrible. It should be close, but I give Arkansas the edge. Give me the Razorbacks. Next game, we have the Appalachian State Mountaineers taking on the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. I've got to pick Coastal Carolina. I have to. They've been one of the best teams coming out of this They've been one of the best teams coming out of the Sun Belt, and I could never pick against Coastal Carolina. Give me the Chanticleers. Next game, we have North Alabama taking on BYU. I don't even know North Alabama's mascot, so give me a BYU. Next game, we have the Cincinnati Bearcats taking on the UCF Knights. Interestingly enough about this game is UCF is favored according to ESPN's FPI predictor, giving them around a 55-60% chance to win, and they're not ranked, and Cincinnati's ranked 7th in the nation. I don't see that happening. Cincinnati crushed Memphis. UCF lost to Memphis, and Cincinnati's defense is only allowing 12 points per game, where UCF's defense is allowing 28 points per game. So give me the Bearcats. Next game, we have a top 25 matchup in the Big Ten, coming with Wisconsin ranked number 10 and Northwestern ranked number 19 in the country. Wisconsin, they've blown out both of their opponents. They beat Michigan 49-11 and beat Illinois 45-7, while Northwestern, they've performed well but have coasted by teams. And the spread in this game is 7.5. I think it's a little too close. I think Wisconsin wins by at least 2 scores. Give me the Badgers. Next game, we have the UCLA Bruins taking on the Oregon Ducks. Oregon, the past 2 games, wow, their rushing attack. Nearly 270 rushing yards per game and almost 550 yards per game total offense. Defensively, though, there's some room for improvement, Oregon. There's some room for improvement on their side. But give me the Ducks. I think they should win easily. Next game, we have the Kentucky Wildcats taking on the number 1 team in the country, Alabama. No way Kentucky pulls off this upset. Give me the Crimson Tide. Next game, we have Kansas State taking on the Iowa State Cyclones. Iowa State should win because Iowa State's rushing attack, 200 yards per game, and Kansas State gives up 160 yards per game. Their rush defense, not that good. I think that's the key to this game. Give me the Cyclones. Next game, we have the Tennessee Volunteers taking on the Auburn Tigers. Originally, I was going with Tennessee because I kind of felt like an upset, but looking more into it, Auburn's offense has woken up over the last 2 games with 48 points and 35 points respectively. Like I said, could be an upset, but I'm going with the hotter team. Give me the Auburn Tigers. Next game, we have the Mississippi State Bulldogs taking on the Georgia Bulldogs. Well, I don't know much, guys, but I can tell you that some Bulldogs are going to win. Mississippi State, though, they have been horrible since beating LSU, putting up less than 3 points in 2 of their last 5 games. Georgia's defense will have a field day. Give me the Bulldogs. All right, next game, we have the Oklahoma State Cowboys taking on the Oklahoma Sooners. Rivalry game. Should be very interesting. You never know with these. But I think Oklahoma's offense is way too explosive. They have much higher points per game than Oklahoma State, nearly 20 points higher. So I think Oklahoma wins in a shootout. Give me the Sooners. All right, I just decided what I'm going to do with my punishments. Whoever is watching this video, if you've made it this far, you are a true fan, and I am giving away $5 to 2 different fans. You can message me. Whoever sees this, whoever messages me first, I will give $5 away. But you have to put this video on your story, and you have to follow me on my Instagram and be subscribed, which you should be. So, whoever finds this, good luck. 2 punishments, 2 $5 fans.
Can I be a part of this?
With my punishment out of the way, let's talk about Liberty, who is ranked number 21 in the country, taking on NC State. I keep picking against Liberty, but Liberty has been going very well. If they win again, I'm never going to pick against them because I'm going with the Wolfpack. I think NC State's offense is going to be good enough to beat this team. I think NC State's going to come on top. Oh, geez, that sounds bad. Give me NC State. All right, next game we have Missouri taking on South Carolina. South Carolina, wow, they are imploding. Like I called in last week's episode, Will Muschamp, he is gone, axed from the program. And after he left, South Carolina's 2 top cornerbacks, J.C. Horn and Israel After Will Muschamp was fired, South Carolina lost their 2 top cornerbacks in J.C. Horn and Israel Mukuamu. So they're not going to be good this week. They brought Connor Shaw in for quarterbacks coach, but I don't think he's going to help their defense. Their defense is the problem. South Carolina has officially entered rebuild mode this season. They have called the dogs. They're done. So give me Missouri. All right, last game, we have the USC Trojans taking on the Utah Utes. Utah, they have not played yet this season. USC, they've had 2 close games in their only games that they've played. They won 34-30 against Arizona and 28-27 against Arizona State. This could be an upset because of those close games, but Utah hasn't played yet. I go with game experience. Give me the Trojans. All right, last thing, I got a little shakeup in my top 6, so I want to update y'all on what I think the final college football playoff top 6 is going to look like. So let's go ahead and go through it. Number 1, I still have Alabama. Number 2, still have the Buckeyes. Number 3, still Notre Dame. Number 4, Clemson. Number 5, Florida. And number 6, Cincinnati. Still have the non-Power 5 team in the top 6, but I give Florida the edge just because of Kyle Trask and that offense. They have been tearing it up. I think you can't have a top 6 without having them in it. So there is my revised top 6. All right, that does it for our show today. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget, 2 fans, reach out to me. Make sure you put it on your story. Make sure you're subscribed, and make sure you follow me on Instagram. $5. Maybe this will help other people realize this is high-quality content here. But anyways, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to be notified every single time I post a new video. And as always, I'll see you next week in college football.